Well, hello there, my beautiful souls. Welcome on into a daily reading for us. Please keep in mind, as always, these are general messages, so just take what resonates and, of course, leave the rest behind. But as you can see, we're going to begin with the Gilded Tarot Royale deck and see where the reading takes us. But let's get an overall energy on camera right from the middle. Beginning with the Ten of Wands in reverse, okay? Surrounding, supporting energy being Justice, as well as the Knight of Swords. So it feels like these should be swapped, as Justice should be in the center of your reading, but the Ten of Wands in reverse is communicating that things are feeling lighter. Things are feeling maybe healthier and more productive, but it also feels like you want to get more done throughout this period for a lot of you, more than you can, more than you should, more than you're meant to. And so it ends up being a day where you need to remind yourself that things are not only meant to feel lighter, but more strategic, all right? And so that strategy can definitely stem from you personally, maybe due to your intuition, but remembering that part of the strategy along your path at this point, being very connected to spirit, has to do with that realm, And so when things feel like they're getting done easily and less, with less difficulty, less heaviness once again, I feel your spirituality has something to do with it. Now, some of these efforts in light and easy ways may play into the justice coming to be for you individually, but it feels like either way, it's meant to be a day where you finally reap at least one significant form of justice. Now, for some of you, I feel this is due to, or pertaining to rather, a situation that you've been putting your efforts and resources towards for a while now. And I can relate where now you start to see positive progression and maybe even rewards stemming from that situation. But either way, you're seeing your hard work pay off, and it feels like that is to be labeled as justice, all right? And it might even be sort of tying back into certain levels of messing with when it came to that situation, or it could even be, things that made it harder or more difficult or even impossible at times to succeed with that situation. But if that's not pertaining to you, I know that was very specific. It feels like a lot of you are dealing with what is to be labeled as financial justice. If you've been dealing with ups and downs, difficulty, even lack in that category. But then some of you, it's justice with a person or a situation like a job. And so apply it as you may, or simply see how it comes to be. But it is a day where they're saying, again, the main energy, even though we had to swap things around a bit, that might be keywording, is justice for you. And I also want to point out that in the midst of this justice energy, you can see all the gold coloring. And so there's something about you having a golden touch, even though it may not feel like it. I'm hearing 24/7 for the entirety of this day period. And so we're needing to each maybe take a moment, due to spirit or whatever the case may be, to acknowledge what you maybe created and developed earlier on in this period, or maybe even what you are in the middle of accomplishing or achieving otherwise. And what they're saying is this is going to be one, if not multiple moments for you where you stop and you notice, or you notice in the moment of doing whatever it is, that you have this golden touch, and you're creating justice for yourself all the meanwhile. And the Knight of Swords on the right-hand side is giving us another message of you being, I'm hearing a guarded version of yourself if you look at all that armor that the Knight is wearing. But it's you being guarded, but wanting to be on the go, wanting to just kind of take care of business, not wanting to dilly-dally. And there's something about you feeling like you can do so once again in a justice-driven way, but also in a lighter, healthier, less heavy way, and that holds great significance for you, because what you'll be able to do now is carry that way of going about things and even remembering, how you're going about doing so, how it's felt throughout this day. You'll be able to carry that forward towards whatever life, puts in your way, or whatever you choose to accomplish, or, what I'm saying, whatever opportunities you get to tackle head on is now what I'm hearing. And so it's kind of this day that helps you shift into a less, again, difficult, less stress-filled, easier, lighter existence and way of being. And then they're saying, hopefully over time, because we don't expect this to happen by the end of the day, hopefully the shift in energy and all the justice and golden energy that we're speaking upon otherwise will help you put your individual guard down at least progressively over time. Because I feel like some of you are being prepared for maybe more spotlight success, which will entail certain levels of vulnerability, which may involve certain slip-ups, so be it. But then there are a lot of you within this collective that are being prepared for, okay, maybe more job success otherwise, but I'm seeing at least one significant soulmate that you're meant to unite with, all right? Experience your paths colliding positively, intertwining. And so we just need you to kind of let certain positives in the shifting of this period, again, to help you be a little bit less guarded so that people don't turn away or the opportunity doesn't fall flat because you had that full body of armor on. But let's pull a couple more. The Ten of Pentacles in reverse, because it feels like, yes, you're gaining justice. Yes, things feel lighter, healthier, easier. But it feels like you're nowhere close to your Ten of Pentacles lifestyle, in comparison to where you'd like to be in the future, where you feel, for a lot of you, you're meant to be. I'm getting the sign of Aquarius, but also there's a huge focus on water, whether it's cleansing your energy with it. I know this is a random side note, but also drinking a ton of water is going to be super essential for your system right now. Some of you are needing to cleanse out certain things where water will help you. Anyways, but it just feels like they're saying that the justice may not feel like enough, right? The justice, the positives, the abundance throughout this day may feel like it's not enough. It's not nearly what you need to even get you close to your Ten of Pentacles lifestyle. But they're saying this isn't what it's about right now. It's about what you're gaining. It's about what you're achieving. It's about what's being shown to you abundantly, positively. And it's about things shifting once again, where before you know it, without churning this Ten of Wands in the upright, you're going to feel like this is more of a reality, more of something that's really within your grasp. You can actually reach it, achieve it, become it, live it. But it's really not a day for you to be experiencing that yet. There's a lot of work to do between now and when that starts to even begin to turn in the upright. But then the King of Pentacles on the right-hand side says that you are a king in your own right, male or female energy. We all hold the masculine and the feminine. But I do see this being a day where they're reminding you to sit back in your throne, like we mentioned in a recent daily reading, and own the fact that you know what you're doing. Own the fact that you, again, have this golden touch. And you might have been viewed recently as a walking form of justice. It doesn't seem to be the energy you're carrying or being perceived as throughout this day, but rather you're being viewed as this King of Pentacles, somebody who is going to take care of what they need to take care of, own it, be confident in the midst of which, in regards to it, and you're just going to carry on forward and do what you got to do, and without adding that heaviness, that difficulty onto your plate. Because I see, rewinding back, there's been way too many aspects of your life, including other people's energies, even your spirituality, that has left you with the Ten of Wands in the upright. And so I don't see you being the type of soul who's going to add difficulty to the energy, to what's at hand, maybe even what you're contemplating or planning for the future. But it does seem like, excuse me, with the sound in the background, it does seem like there could be maybe one influence or two, or the potential of which outside of you, and again, that could be a spiritual entity, that it maybe is trying to push you to add heaviness, okay, in some way, shape, or form, and Spirit saying, yeah, just don't give in. But to top off our reading, the Ace of Cups. And so at the end of the day, things aren't perfect. Things are getting better. Things are improving. And you are succeeding in certain ways on different levels where maybe, you haven't been fully or at all recently. But you may as well experience your third eye opening as again, you're receiving and even creating justice for yourself and your path. And they're saying your cup is actually overflowing, where because the energy recently and even more now is shifting for you, I'm hearing in your favor, you may feel a little bit like a fish out of water, all right? But coast, accomplish, apply yourself where you feel it's going to be the right choice. And they're saying before you know it, you'll be closer than you can even imagine to your 10 of Pentacles lifestyle, all right? So those are your messages for this daily read. I hope it was truly helpful. I am sending you so much love and light. Take care.